Hello friends, I'm Gaurav Yadav. Welcome to channel Mahabalak, where you can watch entertaining and inspiring stories. We are going to start with the story of Mahabharata, which has been called the greatest story ever told. Now this may be too much praise for any story, but in Mahabharat's case, it is probably well deserved. With its huge cast of characters and intricate storylines, the Mahabharata explores every possible human emotion. The epic itself says that in matters of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, whatever has been said here may be found elsewhere, but whatever has not been said here cannot be found anywhere else. With such a great epic, one wonders where to begin.
Why don't you start by telling them how the story came to us?
Who said that?
I look time.
But I don't wear a watch. You must be speaking from the mobile.
I look time. I am everywhere.
But I've never seen you.
I am all over the universe. I came to Earth last in the year 1988 when Mahabharata was being shown on TV.
Oh, so it was you who used to speak at the beginning of each episode, like, मैं समय हूँ. But you used to sound different back then.
Yes, my good friend Bhimani taught me to speak Hindi, so I used to speak like him. After being in another part of the universe, my voice has changed.
I'm so excited to have you on this show. Let's start with how the story of Mahabharata came to us. Most of you know that Mahabharata was composed by Rishi Ved Vyasa. But do you know that Ved Vyasa was not his real name, but his title? He was given this title because he had compiled and classified the Vedas. He was a prolific writer, and in addition to composing the Mahabharata, he also wrote the 18 Purans and the Brahma Sutras. It is said that he is a Chiranjeevi, an immortal, so he may be living even today. Mr. Time, do you know where he is?
He is a big writer even today, but I cannot reveal his identity.
Oh, please tell. Please. Anyway, his real name was Krishna Dvaipayan. He was called Krishna because he was dark in complexion, and in Sanskrit, Krishna means dark or black. Dvaipayan because he was born on a dweep, an island. What's really cool is that in addition to being the composer of the Mahabharata, Krishna Dvaipayan, as Satyavati's son, also played an important role in the events of Mahabharata, as we shall see in future episodes. The story goes that when Rishi Ved Vyasa was composing the Mahabharata, he felt the need for a writer to write it down. Lord Brahma appeared before him and suggested the name of Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha agreed to be the scribe, but he put a condition. He said that he will write only on the condition that his pen should never stop. Ved Vyasa agreed to this condition, but he put a counter condition. He said Sri Ganesha should not write down any verse till he had understood it. So the conditions were agreed to and the dictation began. While dictating, whenever Ved Vyasa felt that it was becoming difficult to keep the pen of Sri Ganesha busy, he would dictate a difficult verse. And while Sri Ganesha was trying to understand the verse, it would give time to Rishi Ved Vyasa to compose many more verses. Sri Ganesha was such a dedicated scribe that once, while writing, when his stylus broke, he immediately broke off an elephant tusk of his and continued writing with it. So if you look at any picture or any statue of Sri Ganesha, you will notice that he has only one tusk and the other is broken. If you go to Badrinath, a few kilometers ahead is the village of Mana, which is the last Indian village before China border.
Every tea stall in this village has the same name, India's last tea stall.
If you go up the narrow central street of the village, you will notice two caves. It is said that Rishi Ved Vyasa sat in one cave and Sri Ganesh sat in the other, and that's how the Mahabharata was dictated and written down.
The Pandavas went to heaven through this village. You can still see the path they took.
Wow, the story of the Mahabharata is huge, but it was not composed all at once. The first version had 8,800 shloks and was called Jaya. The second version had 24,000 shloks and was called Bharat. The third and final version had more than 100,000 shloks and was called Mahabharata. When Rishi Ved Vyas had finished composing the epic, he taught it to his disciple Rishi Vaishampayan. And Rishi Vaishampayan had such a photographic memory that he memorized the entire epic. After some time, the Pandav king Parikshit, who was Arjun's grandson, was bitten by a serpent and died. Parikshit's son Janmejaya organized a snake sacrifice. Rishis from all over the country came to attend the snake sacrifice, and among them was Rishi Vaishampayan. During the sacrifice, Janmejaya wanted to know why the serpent had bitten Parikshit. And the reason for this lay in an act which was committed way back by Arjun and Sri Krishna. To explain that to Janmejaya, Rishi Vaishampayan narrated the story of Mahabharata to Janmejaya and to the entire gathering, among whom was a Soot, a charioteer called Ugrashrava. Many years after this narration, another sacrifice was held at a place called Naimisharanya. This place is about 90 kilometers from Lucknow in the state of Uttar Pradesh. It is said that once Rishi Shaunak and other rishis went to Lord Brahma and requested for a suitable place to conduct their penance, tapasya. Lord Brahma gave a discus to Rishi Shaunak and asked him to rotate it and keep going around the earth. And wherever the discus fell to earth would be the auspicious spot where they could do their tapasya. So Rishi Shaunak took the discus and went around, and it fell to earth at a place on the banks of river Gomati. At that place, the rishis established their ashrams and then started a 12-year-long sacrifice. While this long sacrifice was going on, many people came to see it. Among them was Ugrashrava, the Soot. Now, Soots were not just charioteers, they were also poets and master storytellers. For example, Ugrashrava's father was called Lomharshan because when he narrated a story, the lom or the rome, the body hair of the listeners stood up in excitement. So when the rishis saw Ugrashrava arrive at the sacrifice spot, they excitedly went to him and requested him to narrate some story. And Ugrashrava said, "Gather round and listen carefully, because I'm going to narrate the wonderful story of Mahabharata. Ath Shri Mahabharat Katha."